Hello and welcome to the European Poker Tour. We are in beautiful Malta for the penultimate stop of EPT Season 11. 5 days ago, 895 players began this journey. 6 remain, but only one of them will be the first to ever lift the Malta main event trophy. The winner is set to win 800,000 euros. Let's see who's still in contention. Our first player qualified for Deauville back in Season 10, but this is his first main event cash. He's currently going for his master's degree in sociology, which he can hopefully hang right above his EPT trophy from Germany, Stefan Schillebel. Our next player qualified for this tournament online. Originally from the town of Salamanca, he currently resides in London with 2 other Spanish poker heroes in a place they call the Glory House. With the biggest live score of his career from Spain, Javier Gomez Zapatero. Up next is a resident of Malta. He's a poker coach, a former Supernova Online, and he once beat Freddie Deep heads up, sick brag. He is this table's Le Boss. From France, Valentin Messina. The player in the next seat burst on the scene at EPT 11 Barcelona by winning his first ever seniors event on the tour. He followed that up by making the final table of the Barcelona main event just a few days later. That's right, this is his second final table of the season. From Germany, Hossein Ensan. The next player became an immediate fixture on the European Poker Tour when he won the PCA in 2014. Just a month later, he won the high roller at EPT Deauville. After a near final table miss in Barcelona today, he is attempting to be the only second person in history to win 2 EPT titles. And yesterday was his birthday. From Poland, Dominik Panka. Our final competitor has already made 3 side event final tables here in Malta, but in this main event, he is free rolling for the biggest live score of his career. He's a former professional pool player, 6-ball corner pocket from France, Jean Monchourig. Let's get a big round of applause for all of our competitors at the final table. Good luck to everyone. Dealer Andy, shuffle up and deal.
Let's get cards in the air here at the final table of the first ever EPT Malta main event. A reminder that this is the closing stages of level 29, blinds 40,000, 80,000 with a 10,000 ante. The next level, level 30, will see the blinds go to 50,000, 100,000 with a 10k ante. Next player out, 153,700 euros. The winner, 810,400. Some early tweets. Creston Nielsen, aka Big Toro, tweets, "Let's go," which I translate as Ramos. Daniel says, "Afternoon all, beer and snacks already. It's going to be good." Christoph, 2 words of advice. Have fun.
Hello, my babies.
Amazing to see Hossein Ensan making his second final table of the season, Joe, and Dominik Panka in contention to win his second EPT title today.
I mean, 2 final tables in 2 seasons is pretty spectacular for a poker player. Hossein Ensan's made 2 in 1 season.
When you consider there are only 7 main events in the season, it is a remarkable achievement. So on the very first hand of the day, action folded to Javier Gomez Zapatero in the small blind.
Cashing twice in a season's got to be pretty good, right? I mean, as far as tournament poker is concerned.
I'd take it. So he raises to 175,000. The chip leader, Valentin Messina. 7.8 million and pocket 9s in the big blind. Of course, we bring you cards up coverage here on the final day. Every single hand live as we play down to a winner.
And I think pocket 9s isn't always a raise from the big blind, but against the small blind it usually is.
So there is the re-raise from the chip leader. Quick fold from Zapatero. And a reminder, the hashtag on Twitter is EPT Live. Glenn Webber says, "Good day, poker players and fans. Should be some great coverage today." Phil Waterfield says, "Good afternoon, James and Joe. Looking forward to this final. Hope Panka can pull off a comeback. He is one of the shortest stacks coming into play with roughly 20 big blinds." Angelo DaCosta says, "Hello, my babies. Back watching the stream after a long time. Been working on a school paper. Now sipping some tea. Life is good."
Life is good.
Kaya's a big Panka fan. She says, "Morning from Canada and go Panka." He's wearing those green Ray-Bans, which brought him a lot of good fortune yesterday.
On his birthday.
I chatted to Dominik this morning, actually, before play started, and he's Such a sweet guy. He's mildly embarrassed about how well he runs and the
I would be.
suck-outs that he
I
had
would be.
yesterday.
Yeah, no, I would be. It's too easy to hate a guy that wins, right? And then when you give people an excuse to, and they see you getting lucky, you're going to catch a lot of flack for it.
Stefan Schilhabel raises to 160,000. Double Gibbons on Twitter says, take the title down to Germany. Go Ensan and Schilhabel. Action's been folded to Ensan in the big blind, and he folded to raise and take it for the other German, Schilhabel.
Speaking of running good, Schilhabel run pretty good last night.
Kristen O'Rafferty says, excited to watch the final table. Let's go, Dominic Panker. Mantis says, Panker for the win. Zanfir, go, 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 Panker. Serena points out it's a good thing that Dmitry Abanovich isn't in the main event.
Squee.
4 titles in one festival, a new record on the European Poker Tour. You can read his story on the PokerStarsblog.com. And remember, that is the place to go if you want live updates from the 10K High Roller as we follow the main event through to its conclusion.
You can read his story, and if you're a poker fan, it is a good one.
Ed Kilworth says, hi everyone, another day of high-level poker on the EPT should be fun. I'm pumped. I'm fired up. Action folded here to Javier Zapatero. He gives up the 4-deuce offsuit. Messina on the button. He's 9-6 off.
He's got plenty of chips.
He folds.
Doesn't open.
Ensan, the short stack, just shy of 10 big blinds. Queen 10 in the small.
He's got the other shortest stack directly to his left.
He moves all in. And Panker calls. And Ensan is dominated. Panker with King-Queen. Ensan and Panker both went deep in that Barcelona main event. They've got a lot of experience playing against each other.
A lot of time I'll call out races when there's 2 evenly matched hands. This is a domination. This is like Coke versus Pepsi.
Ensan at risk and behind. Panker pretty much a 3-1 favorite here. But there is a 10 on the flop and a king.
That's going to make it very, very tough for Ensan now. He had a 3-outer. Now he's got a 2-outer. Got some running draws he can hit. Not anymore.
That's going to seal his fate. Hussein Ensan, 3rd in Barcelona, 6th here in Malta, cashing for 153,700 euros.
That's the Hussein Ensan, by the way, that I see anytime that he's not sitting at the table. Love this guy. Such a charming guy. Really happy for him, and he seems pretty happy for himself. And I love to see that. I love seeing players who are just pleased with their own performance. This is a guy who probably knows how lucky he is to be there. We see a lot of professional poker players that make it this far. They go out first at the final table, or at least in 6th place in the final table, and they're not too happy about it. This guy's all smiles. He's had an unbelievable year.
Hussein Ensan departs, leaving us with our final 5. Dominic Panker now playing a stack of 2.5 million. He is officially the shortest stack at the table, but he is by no means in the danger zone.
He's not in the danger zone, so I can't say it.
Have a good day.
Yes! Why not have birthday luck extend a day later?
Varun predicts
Birthday.
that Panker will make the final 3. Philip did get in just before that hand. He says, I predict a 5-handed table within half an hour. More like within 5 minutes, Philip. Rob King says, 6 men entered the final arena. Only one gets to leave alive as the champion. Let battle commence. Frederick says, all love and run good from Denmark going to Panker. Scott R's had to watch on replay most of the week, but has nothing on today. It is a Saturday, so it's all about EPT Live. It's all about the final table. He says, go Dominic the Gent Panker.
The Gent.
160?
Gary G says, top of the morning to you all. A great show as always. Gary tweeting from Florida. And this is only the 4th hand of the day, and already we have our first patented Don Pat-Mat fact. Ensan was the 25th player to make multiple final tables in one season. Like James said, it is impressive because only 7 main events in season 11.
Hey, let's give Don Pat-Mat a pat on the back for his patented Don Pat-Mat fact.
So
Yep.
Zapatero's raise called by Monterrey in the big blind. 9-8-7 on the flop. So Monterrey has outflopped Zapatero despite being dominated pre-flop.
All I wanted to say, James, is that being that this is the last day of live coverage from Malta, we got a couple of podcasts coming up, EPT Not Live podcast between now and Monaco. It's time to start thinking about new superfans. Don Pat-Mat's on my list, even though he wasn't here this week. Scott R. has always been a loyal fan of the show. So if you guys want to participate in Superfan versus Stapes, let us know over Twitter over the next couple days. Not today. We're busy.
Well, I'll tell you what, Joe, this hand's getting interesting. Obviously, Monterrey's still ahead with his pair of 8s, but Zapatero has picked up the nut flush draw on the turn. This hand went check-check on the flop, and with no continuation bet from Monterrey, sorry, from Zapatero rather, it's Monterrey who leads the turn for 195,000, gets the call. And the river card is a jack. It is a straighty board.
Yeah, not the best board to call a bet with ace queen high. Maybe Monterrey doesn't bet anyway. It's tough to get value on this board with a pair of 8s. It's tough to hero call with ace queen also, I think, against the big blind. This might just go check check. Maybe Monterrey might feel like he has to turn his 8 into a bluff. Get Zapatero to fold the 9. Maybe he thinks he can get a hero call out of ace queen. I don't know. I'm not really sure.
A bet of 285,000 wins it for Monterrey. Still second in chips with 7.6 million. The other Frenchman at the table, Valentin Messina, leads with close to 8 million. Royston says it's been a few days of great coverage, but you can't beat cards up for today. Royston looking forward to the game. And just to echo what Joe said, do you want to apply to take part in Superfan versus Stapes, which is the competition we run on our new podcast, EPT Not Live, then by all means do tweet using the hashtag EPT Not Live. And make sure you subscribe to the podcast. It will be back next week with loads of behind-the-scenes anecdotes from Malta, a full discussion of the Barcelona final table, which features Hussein Ensan, and of course another round of Superfan versus Stapes.
Bardia says, what a shame, final table and no chicks. I agree. Except we call them women, I've been told to say by the lawyers.
Zapatero raising to 160,000 with king-queen offsuit. 9-10 off for Messina, he folds. Panker on the button. Has aces.
Run It Twice has just tweeted, Panka needs a suck out. I would say, no. No, he doesn't. He needs aces to hold. And against an under-the-gun raise, I think we're almost always going to see a 3-bet. You expect your opponents to be pretty strong here. You expect they can call a 3-bet. You're not afraid of them folding out. Generally, people are going to 3-bet aces anyway.
That's just in from our stats team. We run the numbers. Panker survived 9 all-ins yesterday. So he 3-bets to 375,000.
In Spanish, bearded Dimitar Danchev has a decision. I think king-queen suited is probably a call here, a quicker call.
King-queen offsuit.
It's tough to let go, I'll say that. It looks so good. You think you got 2 shots at top pair most of the time, but when you've been 3-bet by someone on the button, who doesn't really have a ton of incentive to be 3 to. It's not like Dominic's got crazy amount of chips. You're going to be dominated a lot. Maybe he's going to go for a 4-bet. We'll find out where he's at real quick here. That's just a call, I think.
There's a call, so Zapatero out of position without the betting lead. Ace is still good.
Good news for Zapatero. There's not a whole lot of trouble he can get into.
This is going to go check, bet, fold a significant percentage of the time. So Dominik Panka, the first ever Polish champion on the European Poker Tour.
Will he be the first and second Polish champions?
Looking to be the first man to win 2 European Poker Tour titles. And of course his opponent in this hand, Javier Gomez Zapatero, hoping to be the first ever Spanish winner on the tour. Sean Walton says, let's go Zapatero, about time for a Spanish EPT winner. Finish my sentence, Joe. If Zapatero doesn't win, it will be...
Just like every EPT ever where no Spaniard has ever won.
Here comes the continuation bet from Panka.
Panka really hoping Zapatero's got something he can peel with here.
The Poker Police gets in touch on Twitter. Jimmy Frick is saying, check the flop, Panka, OMG.
Easy to say when you can see the whole cards, Jimmy.
Panka up to 3 million. Average stack right now, 5.4 million with 5 players remaining. Zapatero drops down to 2.85 million and becomes the shortest stack at this 5-handed final table.
I want to give a shout out to my babies on Twitch right now. Don't forget, we're also streaming live on twitch.tv. Hello, my babies. Hello, my Twitch babies. Uncle Daddy here.
You make it sound like there's a special crash, kind of adjoined.
What does creche mean?
A
Just with a
crash.
K? Yeah.
It's a place where you like put kids for the day, like childcare.
Oh, yeah, like a playpen.
Yes.
Yeah, they're all locked up in the playpen. That's about right. Viva Valdez on Twitch agrees. I do think that board dictates a check with aces, kings, and a bet with ace, king, queens, and jacks. Don't need to worry about balancing with that board.
Now, recently, Joe, on the podcast, you confirmed Panka as a cyborg. Shiraz says, Panka survived 9 all-ins. Cats have 9 lives. Panka is a confirmed cat.
See, that's what I was about to say, is that I didn't confirm him as a cyborg. All he did was fail the human test.
Dorothy says, I'm impressed that Schilhabel hasn't become Austrian by now. Rooting for Dominik Panka. What a sweet kid.
Simon Baker asks, what number do you think Panka counts to in his head before he makes his decision? Well, he might be counting to 24 because he turned 24 yesterday. Dominik Panka, he might count to 24 because he turned 24 yesterday.
Happy birthday.
Seamless. Seamless.
Joe, you know your expression where the juice isn't worth the squeeze?
No, but at that point, I'm not giving up on it. I just like to see John's stressed out look when he looks at me, and then I'm staring at him.
But he always looks like that.
That's true.
Have a good day.
Have a good day, Dominik Panka. I do think that Dominik Panka might be just counting to 800,000. 810,400. Because that's what first place is.
Panka in action again here, raising under the gun with Jack 10. It's Messina's big blind. He's got 8-4 of diamonds. Just to quickly address Christian's question, how can you see the cards? Obviously observing that there are no whole card cameras. We've got scanning technology under the table. It's a special deck of cards with little microchips in, and the scanners under the table can recognize each card. It's great when it works.
It mostly does work, though.
So Messina defends. All hearts on the flop. Panka has the jack of hearts in his hand.
Jack of hearts.
John Andrews says, enjoying the live commentary as always. Good job, guys. Just waiting for Micro Millions event 86 to start. Wish me luck. Good luck, John Andrews. We're all counting on you.
Surely you can't be serious.
I was serious, and don't call me Shirley.
Sorry, I know how much you hate it when I call you Shirley. I won't do it again.
C-bet of 180,000 from Panka. And Messina folds. Ben Kinnard says, listening to EPT Not Live, eating up my time on the 7 hours on the train. He's travelling from Plymouth to Norwich in the UK. Got to get back, got to get home for EPT Live. And then, of course, Ben faces that awkward decision. Do you start from the beginning and be behind real time, or just join the action live and catch up later?
I say join us now. Be live with us.
James in New Zealand gets in touch. Just finished work. It's 1:30 in the morning. I've got work at 2 in the afternoon. I think I can watch the final table.
I like the guy in Twitch, Viva Valdez, with the very salient poker knowledge of I think that you have to check aces and kings there, but you must bet the other hands. Doesn't get the Shirley gag. Story checks out.
Action folded to the chip leader in the small blind. He has 6-3 offsuit.
Check out on Twitter who's rooting for Dominic Panka. Rick McDonald. Papa Timex. So Messina limps in. Panka checks his option. Rick McDonald hoping for diamonds here.
1 diamond on the flop. Pair of 3s for Messina. Bjorn Schutz asks, is there an EPT free roll today? Yes, there is, but not until this evening. Registration isn't open yet. We'll give you the password a bit later on.
I don't think Panka's going to float here too often. I mean, there are some backdoor draws he can pick up.
Simon Baker says, I'd like to see Panka to win. Another 2-time winner, and he seems like a humble guy. Good luck, good luck.
Anders asks, why is the final table only 6 players? Before it was 8, right? Yes, this was an 8-handed final table last night when we started at the final table. We've continued the final table today on the final day. Oh, he is going to... No, that's a raise. Aha, see? Not floating. Not floating at all. Does anyone fold the flop raises anymore when they have a piece? Look at you, dude. Now, here's the problem with calling here, James. There's the problem with calling here. You're not going to improve very often. And now there's a really big pot.
Now 710,000 in the middle. The 4 of spades on the turn. So Panka now takes the lead with a pair of 4s.
And does Panka slow it down, or does he realize that some of the time he's going to need to keep bluffing?
Messina has picked up a gut shot. No one has a spade in their hand. Interesting spot, right? Because now he has showdown value.
Correct. But it's weird. It's not much showdown value.
Well,
But he's
does
going for it.
check behind. Ace on the river.
Does Messina decide to turn his hand into a bluff now? Maybe he's planning on folding. Maybe he's planning on trying to catch a bluff from Dominic, but maybe Dominic just gives us up now. Yeah, he does. Messina's not going to like it. This is a really annoying pot to lose.
Panka adds 370k to his stack. Panka up to 3.5 million. Messina down to 7.4 million. And by virtue of that hand, Jean Montel, he takes the chip lead with 7.7 million.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Have a good day.
So far, so good.
Varun asks, when will the results of the Look Who's Talking contest be shown? Hashtag I think I got all 4 right. Cool story, bro. We will publish the results later on and also conduct the draw.
I can't even believe this. We had 332 people enter. 59 people got it correct. That was as of last night.
That's a pretty small percentage, actually, of the total entrants compared to other multi-day quizzes we've run.
And also considering it was so easy, especially with the multiple choice involved. Hopefully Varun was one of the 59.
So we'll conduct that draw later on. Someone's going to get a $215 Sunday Million ticket and a pair of Skull Candy Crusher headphones.
Skull Candy Crusher headphones, basic and fail.
Zapatero with ace-7 of diamonds. Zapatero raises, gets a fold from Messina on the button. He had 9 deuce offsuit there. Panka in the small blind.
The gent. Pocket pair. I think most folks are just going to call here.
Robert asks, what is the coin that Messina puts on his hole cards? Obviously some kind of lucky talisman that he's using as a card cap. Some people will just use one of the chips in their stack to cap their cards. Others might have a card protector like the ones we give away as prizes here on EPT Live. And some people have their own kind of just lucky thing that they bring to the table.
And we are on a 1 hour delay because hole cards are up, but maybe we can try to get a shot of that coin a little bit closer. It's going to take a little while since that message has to be sent into the future.
Yeah, Monterey calling here, so we're going 3-way to the flop, and a reminder that we are on a 50-minute delay. So we're seeing these pictures, we're seeing the action the same time that you're seeing it at home. We are effectively commentating over a delayed video feed. Well, somehow Panka is still ahead after the flop. And an update, by the way, on the quiz. When we closed it at noon today, 398 total entries. Let's round it, call it 400. 103 correct entries. So that means 25% of entrants actually got all 4 questions correct.
One more jack on the turn. 5's still good.
Action check by Panka, and here comes a bluff from Montoy.
285,000 gets 2 folds. Why so serious?
And a quick update from the 10K high roller. A reminder that if you want to know what's happening in this event, follow the live updates on the PokerStarsBlog.com. They're down to 14. The most recent elimination was Davide Katai, who went out in 15th for 41,000 euros. It was Nicky Petrangelo who came into play as the chip leader.
Hey, Nicky Petrangelo, how you doing?
He's now 4th in chips. Charles Carroll is the man in front with 14 players remaining. Fawad is mildly confused by the musical interludes. I thought Panka's birthday was yesterday. I think you're allowed to extend your birthday celebrations to the entire weekend when your birthday falls on a Friday.
For sure.
Happy birthday.
Well, it's Messina's turn to pick up aces.
Oh boy. Pank on the button. I celebrate my birthday for the whole month. I call it Birthtober.
So Messina's made it 175,000. Panka's folded. Monterey's got ace-queen.
This is going to be a shame.
There's the 3-bet from Monterey in the small blind. She'll harbor in the big blind. Looks like she'll harbor is folded. Action back on Messina. Re-raise to 370,000.
And I don't think we're always going to see a 4-bet here. In this dynamic, this small blind could be raising pretty light, so you may not want to take the chance that you fold them out before the flop. We could see a flat call here. We could also see a 4-bet. French on French. It's like putting mustard on an escargot. Ugh. I know, right? I like ketchup on my escargot. Looks like we are, in fact, going to see a 4-bet. What do you do here with ace-queen out of position? Flat a 4-bet?
A reminder, these are the two biggest stacks at the table. Monterey started this hand with a chip lead, 8 million. Messina, 7.4 million. And this will be the last hand of the level. Won't be a break, we'll roll straight into level 30.
You don't see people fold ever. That's the thing. We're all like wondering if he's going to put in a 5th bet or if he is going to call. Sometimes they have it. He does fold. All right, well done.
Monterey lets go of the ace-queen. And Messina reclaims the chip lead, 7.91 million. Monterey down to 7.7 million.
To the folks in the Twitch chat having a debate as to whether or not Dominic Panka is a robot, I suggest listening to the last episode of EPT Not Live, which you can get on iTunes. I give Dominic Panka a human being test. And I won't give away the results, but they're pretty funny.
And for anyone out there who is anti-Apple and is like, I don't want anything to do with iTunes, it's available on most podcast platforms, including Stitcher. You can also download it directly from pokerstars.com/EPT/podcast. Just Google EPT Not Live, and I'm guaranteed you'll find a way of getting hold of it. There's the trophy that will be awarded to the champ at the end of today. Question here from Lucas. James, have you seen yesterday's match between England and Lithuania? What do you think about both teams' play and H. Kane? Well, ironically, despite loathing the game of soccer, I was forced to watch some of this match because Joe, Matt Broughton and I had a drink in the hotel bar last night, and this guy spent a good 20 minutes fixing the TV in the bar so that some of the other residents of the hotel could watch this game.
So we weren't really watching the game. We were watching the guy fix the TV that had the game on it, which is pretty entertaining.
But occasionally there'd be like a flash frame or a little bit of people running around on the grass, and I think I saw the score was 4-0 at some point. And
why'd you do it?
Well, I just asked
No,
someone.
4-0.
Was it 4-0?
It was 4-0.
Oh, sorry, it was 4-0. Point being, I kind of like was asking, what was the point of this game? And apparently it was a friendly.
Which
Whatever
is
that
why
means.
England won. Because if it mattered, they would have choked.
Yeah, Matt Broughton raises a very good point, which was distracting us from watching the game, even if we wanted to, was Scary Dad, who was sat directly below the television.
This dad was so scary, I almost apologized to him. Because it reminded me of my real dad.
Meanwhile, it's Messina and Monterrey, round 2. Messina's raise, called by Monterrey, in position on the button. Messina has flopped a gut shot, but Monterrey has paired his jack and is a 78% favourite here. So Messina continued for 225,000 on the flop. 8 of hearts on the turn. Nina's making a prediction. The final 2 will be Messina and Zapatero.
And it won't be a friendly.
Oh, apparently, according to Dan Thomas, the England game wasn't a friendly. It was a European qualifier. Hashtag it did matter.
Qualifier! Not the same.
So clearly Matt Broughton knows as much about soccer as I do because he was adamant that it was a friendly. So Messina fires again, 600,000. By the way, a few people very surprised by Monterrey's fold on that last hand. Royston described it as a good fold, and Double Gibbons points out that usually French guys don't fold ace-queen.
That is rude. And if all the French audience wasn't outside smoking a cigarette, they'd probably be very upset right now.
Well, this time Monterrey folds the best hand, and Messina increases his chip lead, increases his advantage up to 8.5 million. And a reminder that we are now on level 30 of the EPT Malta main event. Blinds are 50,000, 100,000 with a 10,000 ante. And the good news is Joe Stapleton can now tell you how many big blinds every player at the table has.
Yes, I can. That's 85 big blinds?
Correct.
Yes! I almost said 8.5, but that didn't seem right for the chip leader. Forgot to carry the 1. Taya on Twitch says, please don't start the whole soccer football thing.
Okay, well, let's move on to a different sport then. Bart says, James, what did you make of England's performance in the Six Nations Cup? Is that, what sport's that? Is that cricket?
Drinking, I think.
Is it cricket?
Well, it's a big drinking cup thing, isn't it?
Hockey?
Field hockey.
Yeah, to us, hockey is field hockey. We don't really have ice hockey.
Oh.
I thought the performance was remarkable.
Very good. They scored many points. Or no, or they didn't. One or the other.
Shilharble has raised a button here
I was thrilled and or disappointed.
with pocket queens.
But James, what did you think of the Seven Nation Army?
Good song. Although I get bored of
So all
hearing it
those
being
soccer fans ruined it, yeah.
chanted in football stadiums.
So no action on Queens. You know, I knew that I wasn't going to take to soccer very well when the first time someone asked me, they said, who do you support? And I thought they were talking about the two Romanian girls at the Spearmint Rhino.
Raise and take it for Shilharble with Queens. He's playing 5.5 million, which is how many big blinds, Joe?
55.
He's good. And I think proves Andy Shattuck's point wrong. The best poker commentators follow football too.
Yeah. Or maybe he's right.
Shilharble raising for the second hand in a row. This time he's got ace-8 suited. Messina, chip leader, in the small blind with 10-4 off, folds. Dominic Pankett in the big blind with 33 big blinds.
I don't think Lon McCarron follows football, by the way. And if we're talking to best poker commentators, I don't see how you leave Lon McCarron out. Maybe he does. Maybe he's a huge Crystal Palace fan. Maybe he loves those. Maybe he loves the Chelsea Manchester Uniteds like I do.
Oh, look at this. Panker's defended his big blind and flopped a flush draw. Shilharble with top pair.
All right. There should be some more chips going in the middle. And some phlegm. Yeah, let's put those right in the center. Going to Dominic anyway.
A continuation bet of 250,000. And there is the third heart on the turn.
Dominic with a lock on the hand.
Checks to Shilharble for a second time. And I think we need to bring back the sarcasm alert. Seriously, people, do you think I don't know the Six Nations is a rugby tournament? Come on.
I did not know.
We used to have a graphic that would go up on screen whenever someone in the booth was being sarcastic. The problem was that once the Russian commentators were giving some heartfelt speech about something, and their audience were then informed that there was sarcasm being used. Got to think about all the other languages. It's not just English. So now 4 hearts on board.
Yeah, not a great card for Dominic. It's a bit of an action killer, and also he's going to be not quite as confident in his hand. Panka is going to go for value here. I admire him for going for this. You know, this is a spot where a lot of folks are going to be like, well, I'm only getting called if he's got the ace of hearts in his hand. And Dominic manages to bet. Does not get the value he's looking for, though.
Panker has chipped up nicely over the course of the first 40 minutes today, up to 3.92 million.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Hope he's having a
Have a good day.
good day.
Scott asks, forget the sports. James, what's your thoughts on the new Spectre teaser trailer? Scott, check my tweet from earlier on today.
Thank you.
Oh yeah,